watching Jamaica News on YouTube, your number one place for local and international news about Jamaica. You're watching Jamaica News on YouTube, your number one place for local and international news about Jamaica.
Telecommunications Minister Darrell Vaz says harsher penalties are coming for people guilty of damaging and stealing equipment from telecom service providers. Minister Vaz says the new fines for criminal vandalism or theft of equipment owned by the telecoms providers will be set as high as $5 million.
Steep and stiffer fines and sentences for this type of activity, which will allow for us to be able to make sure that persons who commit these offenses or crime will be dealt with in the full length of the law. Fines will move to between $3 and $5 million for the offense, plus longer sentences.
Detectives in St. Catherine are investigating the shooting of a man and a woman at a bar in Linstead last night. Reports are that about 8:45, the two were among patrons at the establishment, which is located near the Commodore Cemetery, when they were pounced upon by a man who brandished a handgun and fired shots. The two were hit multiple times. The gunman then ran away. Both injured parties were assisted to the Linstead Hospital for treatment. No motive has been established for the shooting. Meanwhile, a barber of Castle Mountain, Westmoreland, was charged yesterday with the alleged shooting death of a man in his community on May 29th. 36-year-old Shavoy Daly, otherwise called Sabaskior or Ricardo, is charged with murder, possession of prohibited weapon, and using a firearm to commit a felony. Reports from the Savannah Law Criminal Investigation Branch are that a relative of Paul Martin went to make checks at his house, as she recalls seeing him last on Saturday, May 24. On her arrival, she knocked and entered the house and discovered Martin's lifeless body in his bed. The lawmen were immediately alerted to the scene. On their arrival, Martin was found on his back in bed with a gunshot wound to the head. His body was removed to the morgue. An investigation led to Daly's arrest. He was officially charged on June 4th, based on a witness statement. His court date is being finalized. While in other news, Lauda Bradshaw and 3 others implicated in the murder of politician Philip Polwell's 10-month-old daughter, Saraya, and her mother, Toshina Patterson, were on Thursday further remanded until October 8, 2025. The accused appeared remotely in Home Circuit Court of the Supreme Court for a plea and case management hearing. Bradshaw, a U.S. Navy officer who shares a child with Polwell, is charged along with her cousin Roland Balfour, alleged triggerman David Smith, and Bjorn Black. Justice Vinette Graham Allen is presiding over the matter. The prosecution told the court that they were not yet in a position to fix a trial date as some materials are not yet uploaded for the defense to review. The court was further told that today's adjournment was to facilitate the uploading of the settled witness list. This is to be done on or before June 9, 2025. The indictment with charges on which the prosecution intends to proceed at trial is to be settled by June 9th and uploaded as well. Bradshaw is charged with 2 counts each of capital murder, conspiracy to murder, kidnapping, and conspiracy to kidnapping. Balfour is facing 2 counts each of accessory before the fact to kidnapping and accessory before the fact to murder. Black is charged with 2 counts each of murder, kidnapping, conspiracy to murder, and conspiracy to kidnapping. He is also facing additional firearms charges such as possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and dealing in prohibited weapon. Meanwhile, Smith is charged with 2 counts each of capital murder, conspiracy to murder, kidnapping, and conspiracy to kidnapping. 2 other men, Richard Brown and Roshan Miller, previously pleaded guilty to crimes related to the incident and were both sentenced. The 10-month-old child and her 27-year-old mother were reportedly abducted from their home on Gilmore Drive in St. Andrew on September 9, 2023. They were allegedly taken to East Kingston, shot and killed, and their bodies burned. Bradshaw, the alleged mastermind, is accused of contacting hitmen, contracting her cousin Balfour, and orchestrating a plan to kidnap and murder the mother and child. She reportedly traveled to Jamaica with the sole purpose of murdering Paulwell's infant daughter and her mother. This occurred one day after she had confronted Patterson about the infant on Facebook. Bradshaw is being represented by attorneys Deborah Martin and Kelly Hamilton. Attorneys Tamika Harris and Sasha K. Shaw are defending Bjorn Black, while attorneys Franklin Grenion and Shamar Hanson are representing Smith. Attorneys Michael Howell and Vanessa Taylor are appearing for Balfour.